Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure brings me to Gorges State Park. We're going to be doing a hike to a series of 4 waterfalls. This is the first time I visited these 4, so decided to feature this on the channel. This hike is going to involve some old forest road walking, some trail here and there, and then bushwhacking and creek walking. The hike is somewhere around 4 miles round trip, and it is currently around 39 degrees, and it's just about 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm expecting this hike to probably take, depending on how much time I spend at each falls, probably 4 to 5 hours at most, maybe 3.5 at least. Just depends on how everything goes. Not been in these, like I said, so this is all new to me. Should be a pretty good day for a hike. Not expecting to see anyone else out here. There's no one parked anywhere near me when I parked. So you can see I'm at some overflow parking here now. No one here, and there's no one in the main parking area either. I'm right near where you would park to do the hike to Rainbow Falls. Not very far from that at all. We got a video for that on the channel. If you're not familiar with it, you can check it out. It's probably the most visited and probably the most prominent in Gorges State Park. I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for tuning in. So like I said before, this hike's gonna be around 4 miles, closer to 3.7, 3.8 to be exact, round trip. And normally, or not necessarily normally, but other routes that people have took are around 5 miles, give or take. So this will be about a mile or so shorter than that. And the reason I know about this is someone has left their track as public on Gaia GPS. So I've saved it and I'm going to go that way and save the mileage, and should save some time too. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another hike today after this or not, but it'll definitely be featured on the channel if I do, because the other ones I have in the park that I've kind of had my eye on for a while, I have not featured them on the channel, so there'll definitely be ones that I'll include. Windy Falls is kind of the next one. Kind of have my sights on to check out. All right, so like I said, I started from the overflow parking and I've come to a Y here, and at this Y, I'm gonna make a left. And I'm gonna be sure to include my GPS link in the description, because this will make it a little confusing for those who would be interested in trying to attempt this hike. I will just put it out there that I'm not recommending this hike, but for those who may want information, I'm going to provide it, since it's already been made public dozens of times that you can find through other internet resources. So I'll have it in the description of my video. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of lingering fog today. It was really foggy on parts of the road driving in. This may stay with us for a while, but by the end of the hike, it'll probably be going away, I imagine. Still walking this old road here, but what's going to happen is we're going to eventually curve, be on the other side. It's been nothing but elevation loss so far. Nothing super steep yet, but it will be a climb out, that's for sure. I'm happy to say that so far it's only been maybe 7/10 of a mile, but there's not any deadfall on this road. They've done a good job of keeping it cleaned up, which is really nice. So we're gonna go that way. Came from that way. All right, so I've come to the part here where kind of have to make a decision. You can either go left and continue road walking a little bit before you go off trail, and then meet the creek where you're going to have to ford it, which is what they call the ford spot for this hike. Or you can turn right here, and probably starts off as a trail, but eventually it'll kind of be bushwhacking unless there's just been enough people to where you can recognize exactly where to go. Like I said, I have a track, so I know I'm good in terms of roundabout where I need to be. But I think I'm going to listen to what Kevin Adams says, since I am kind of doing his challenge. These 4 waterfalls are on his challenge, so I'm going to turn to the left here, and going to go this way, road walk some more, and then meet the creek, which is Bear Waller Creek, where we will be hiking on the, I believe, the left side of the creek, what it shows on my track. So that spot back there where could have went right, but we went this way, is where we'll be coming back from, because my plan is to not retrace my steps through the creek. I'm just going to kind of through hike it, come back out, and then make a small loop. So that's what we're working with. All right, so the road kind of ends right here at this flat spot, or not necessarily ends, but kind of stops there and makes an immediate left, which is the route we're going to take. It's going to get us down to the creek. And this one is significantly steeper than what we've done so far. And I'm starting to just barely hear the creek, which is a good sign. All right, so I made it to the spot where we're going to have to ford the creek. There's one area right up here I may be able to get across without getting wet already, but I'm fully expecting to submerge my feet at some point on this hike at least. So I'm just going to scout it out for a second and then make my way across, but it may just be safer to go straight through it instead of slipping and falling on a rock. So here goes nothing. I actually made it across right through here and did not fully submerge my feet, so socks are still dry. And I'm happy to see that this road actually continues across here. Now, for how long, I'm not sure. It's left to be determined. It looks like some people have went through here, so I'm betting that's where we're gonna take off through. So after checking my track, looks like we're gonna continue on the road just a little bit further before we leave it for the rest of the hike. All right, so now we're officially off of what's maintained. We're essentially just gonna follow the creek, the path of least resistance. A lot of this I'm not going to film. I'm just going to be showing you the falls. It's going to be kind of hard to just tell you and show you. But like I said, I'm going to be sharing my track for this one. So keep that in mind if you feel like I'm leaving details out. We're going to go straight through there. I'm not sure how long this will last, but I've come to my first piece of pink tape. Now looking back, I see another piece back that way. Probably someone with the park, I bet, has flagged it. Like I said, don't know how much of it, but at least 2 pieces so far. All right, made it down to the creek. I think I'm going to follow this at least for a little bit. Maybe even try to skip on this other side over here for a minute. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll hug this side here. Not the same either way it looks for the moment. Pretty scenic spot right here, as you can tell. All right, I've made it to the top of Indian Camp Falls. And unfortunately, I believe it has seen better days. There's a big piece of deadfalls there. Stretched right to the center. So I think what we're gonna have to do is make our way up in the woods here and get around it, so to speak. Could probably work my way down the side there, but I can only see so far, so I'm gonna play it safe and go up in the woods and come down that way. So I'm up here on what's a very crude trail, and the base of Indian Camp is somewhere back in there. I think I'm gonna opt out of going down there just because there is deadfall stretched across it. So what I'm gonna do is keep going on this faint path and go on to the next one, which is Split Rock Falls. Hopefully better luck with that one, but I did see it, just a downward view. Split Rock Falls. Probably a good 30-foot high, I would say. Kind of has two streams that slides down there where it splits in the middle and then runs behind this overhanging shelf right here. Definitely more impressive than Indian Camp, even if Indian Camp didn't have the deadfall stretched across. At least that's just my opinion. Yeah, boy. A little thickened through here. Not the worst thing I've done, but definitely some briars and other things in here. Plenty of obstacles. We're going right through there. This is Chute Falls. Maybe a little taller than the last one. Not by much, but a little bit. Drops down the slope and turns and goes through what they refer to as the chute right here at the bottom. Pretty nice one. I may actually like it better than the Split Rock. A little taller than I expected. Pretty nice sized pool right here at the base too. No sunlight on it right now, but it'd be crystal clear if it had any light on it. All right, onward through the creek a little bit. Make our way to our final one, which is Paw Paw Falls. Collectively, these were all called Paw Paw Falls together. At some point that was changed. I read up the details on that, did not recall all of that. Pretty easy to find if you look it up. This is the very top of Paw Paw Falls. I believe it's gonna be a nice one. See how easy it's gonna be to get down there. I'm thinking I'm gonna go on this side, maybe. Try and make it down there. Right back there is where I come from. Wasn't very far at all. Under 50 yards, I would say, from where I showed you my last clip. Correction, after taking a second look, I'm gonna continue on the same side I've been working. which is the opposite of what I just told you I was going to do. Straight up through here, through all this growth. Paw Falls. Nice. Very nice pool at the bottom of this one as well. Okay, so that's the fourth and final falls. And our route out of here is going to be different, so I'm going to cover some of that as well. So we're going to cross right here. Be on the opposite side of the creek the rest of the hike. And what we're going to do is eventually meet a ridge. Probably going to have to bushwhack a little bit to find it. But once we meet the ridge, I think there's kind of a easy to follow path that'll eventually lead us back to the road we started on. I'm gonna take this another minute here and then work my way out of here. Just came from that way, climbed a very, very steep bank. I'm gonna say the bulk of the elevation gain on this hike. It's supposed to be around 700 feet. Probably just came from that one spot. Right back through there. We're getting closer and closer to our freeway in the woods, so to speak. It will lead us back to World Park. All right, made it. Smooth sailing from here. A good point to end the video as well. Hope you enjoyed it. If you decide to attempt this one, and really no matter what season, make sure you got plenty of water. That climb out of there is really something. The rest of the parts like this right here are super easy, but in between each falls and climbing out, probably from either direction. Climb out's probably pretty strenuous. Anyway, 4 more off my list. And good day in the woods. Saw no others as expected. So, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If you are, thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.